Good morning, everyone. Today is Monday, July 29th, and today is the Monday recap. The point of the Monday recap is to talk about, where we stand heading into the week as far as Tesle, NVDY, CONY, and Misty are concerned. Obviously, these are all YieldMax funds, covered call ETFs, so they already have covered calls pending that expire this Friday. And we want to see how they're doing. We also want to see how the synthetic position is doing. But before that, we have earnings up, coming this week. And, a lot of them. Not so much maybe YieldMax based, except on Thursday, right? We got Thursday, which is Coinbase right there. You see it after hours. But, you got a whole bunch of others that affect the market. McDonald's today before the open. Who else is before the open? No one worth mentioning. And then after the open, after the close, nothing. Tuesday is SoFi before the open. Then PayPal, Pfizer, Procter and Gamble. So obviously some big names there. Then you got Starbucks, Microsoft, AMD Tuesday after the close. Boeing, who never has good news, it seems. They're at the open on Wednesday. Kraft Heinz, Altria, MasterCard. Yeah, there's a lot, man. Meta. Oh, crap, Meta. Obviously, Phoebe holders care about that one. Oh, AMZ is also after the close on Thursday. Look at that. Apple. Okay, that's a huge one. Roku, DraftKings. Yeah, it's a freaking big week, man. Holy crap. So get ready. Exxon, look at Exxon and Chevron on Friday. So, yeah, so a lot going on this week. And, some big players there. So anyway, let's get to it. Let's see where we stand for all of our funds. So right here is the TSLY file. We are looking at the synthetic position. This is the 260 synthetic. It expires on August 16th. That's about 3 weeks away, 19 days. Right now, they're 15% away from their synthetic strike. So obviously not in a profitable position at the moment. As far as the 265 is concerned, it's a smaller position. But of course, they're worse off because they're 17% away from that. But again, we got 3 weeks, so we'll see how that plays out. Where we left off on the July tab, obviously we did this, we talked about most of this on the Saturday video. But if we just look at the calls and where we stand heading into this week, we have, what do we got? We got 3 strike prices. We got a 230, a 235, and a 237.50. Largest position is the 235. That's 31,735 contracts, 6.92% out of the money. Tesla doesn't have to worry about earnings at least. So, they got an okay cushion. But we'll see. Again, you never know with Tesla. It flies up, it flies down. Is this comforting out of the money? Is it ever with Tesla? Not really. But, we'll see how the week goes. As far as the recap, again, they don't have any income out of the weekly calls. They currently they produced a loss of 22 mil, which, sucks, but it is what it is. Their 30-day IV is at 47%. Reaction is, they're heading into the week. Again, they've been doing pretty good overall. Of course, they have synthetic bailout money, which we'll show in the next tab. So, they'll have some decent income unless they decide to roll their other synthetics early, which right now are not in a profit. 8 days till declaration date. So stay tuned for that. Obviously, that would be the following week. This week is Defiance declaration date. Now, the recap is they got synthetic income of 125.2 mil. So when we say synthetic bailout money, there it is. Now, we already talked about the short call loss, 22 mil. So they made net income of 103 million. So right now, again, for the month of July, they're showing they produced $2.06 in income. So obviously that will go into what they decide to pay out for the month of July. So what are they going to pay? I don't know. I'll post official estimate over this next weekend. But looking at last month, they paid $1. They're definitely going to pay over $1, in my opinion. That $2, no way. I don't think that's possible, but I think they'll pay like the mid-range $1, $1.30, $1.40, $1.50 range, but we'll see. Now, holding information. Again, all of the holdings is it's the breakdown of the net asset value. So if you add up all of these numbers, you get this little net asset value. And if you take that net asset value and you divide them by the outstanding shares, which is right here, 50 mil, then you get the the result, the NAV. Let me just make sure 50 mil was on the July tab. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Always have to double check. So what is it made of? Well, you got the synthetic at the top. The put part is in pink. The call part is in orange. And then the weekly calls are in blue. Everything else in between are just treasuries and cash just hanging out. So the net asset value of Tesla is 756.5 mil. The NAV is 1512 and the trade price is 1511. So we'll see how we do heading into this week for TSLY. Now, if we go to NVDY, they also have two synthetic positions. They have the 127 lingering around, also expires on 8/16, 10% away from that. They have this newer synthetic position. This expires actually on September 20th. This is a 115 strike price, and they're only 1.69% away from that, 54 days away. So obviously, they're trying to spread out the love here, and we'll see how it goes, right? If Nvidia flies high, they're going to make a lot of money on these synthetics. But right now, the one to be maybe concerned about is this one. Where do we stand? What are we going to do? Are we going to recover? Are they going to have to roll this for a loss? We don't know. We'll see. All right, let's go to the July tab and see where we're headed for this week. Zoom in. Zoom out. There we go. No, not good. Probably had it better in the beginning. All right, so here we go. So we got three strike prices. We got a 120, we got a 122, and a 123. Biggest position though, 79,190 contracts, has a 122 strike. That's 7.91% out of the money. Now, again, is that enough? That's 5 trading days worth. Is it going to be enough to, we don't know, right? But at least it's not like 2%, 3%, right? It's 7.91%, and that's the largest position. That's basically all of them. I mean, they have 1,650 contracts with the 120. That's a lower strike though, 6.14%. And then everything else is 8.79% out of the money. So again, heading into this week, we'll see. They're shooting for a yield of anywhere from 53 to 61%. Recap is their 30-day IV is 56%, and their income is 39.4 mil. So we'll see how it goes. Reaction is, they're the GOAT, so they're still happy heading into this week. They got some income. They got declaration in 8 days, so nothing to be sad about yet. You never know. All right, so here's the recap. Synthetics actually produced a loss for this month, 42 mil, but we'll focus on the short call income alone. These are the weeklies, 39.4 mil. So if you share that with all the outstanding shares, they're going to produce $1.09 per share. And if you multiply that by the number of days and how much we make per day, our estimate currently comes out to $1.46, which is a 68% yield, okay? 68% yield. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Is this going to be accurate? Who the hell knows, right? Their last distribution was over $2, so I think their last two were over $2, so I don't think it's going to be over $2, unfortunately. But again, if we get mid $1, I think that's okay. Outstanding holdings. Again, similar. They got the 2 synthetics for the put, 2 synthetics for the call. Right now, they're not really profitable, but time will tell. They got time. Now, the blue or the weeklies and everything else is cash and treasuries, but the net asset value of this fund, which is very close to $1 billion, is 928.5 million. The NAV is 25.69, and the trade price is 25.67. Again, these are as of, Friday close numbers. We'll see what happens, when we open. All right, so Tesle and NVDY, not that bad. CONY's the one that's got earnings this week. They're next up, man. They gotta show what they're made of here. So what do we got here? We got a 250 synthetic, expires in 19 days, and they're 2.83% away from that. Can they hit that? Why not, right? Especially after earnings. If they have good earnings, they could. If they have bad earnings, that's gonna suck. But all right, as far as like their calls for this week, what do they got? They got two strikes, okay? Both expire Friday, 5 trading days, 270, 270, 250. Pretty close to each other, but they are 11 and 12% out of the money. So with earnings, 5 trading days, 11 and 12% out of the money, I'd say it's pretty good. Depends how, where we go, right? I think it went up. Coin went up 4.93% on Friday, so that's why, we were 16 and 12% out of the money. Now we're 11 and 12, but it is what it is. All right, so the recap, though, their IV is 79%. I would expect that to go up heading into earnings, and they have a loss as far as the weekly calls are concerned. 33 million is how much they lost. So they're not doing that great as far as income, but again, we'll see. They're winking because they got a decent cushion. They think they're ready for earnings, but are you ever ready for earnings? I don't know, especially with crypto, man. They do have synthetic income, 19 million, but their short call income is not existent. In fact, it's greater. The loss is greater than the synthetic income. So their total income is a loss. So we cannot produce an estimate based on that data. So again, we'll speak more to this when I do make the estimate video, which I have to come up with this weekend. Now, holdings, they only have 1 synthetic, so you see 1 pink, 1 orange for the put and the call, and then they got 2 strikes for the weekly. Again, everything else is just treasuries, earning interest, and then they got this government fund there, earning interest, and then cash just hanging out. But we'll see. The net asset value of this fund is 748 million. The NAV is 1953, and the trade price is 1952. So we'll see. Again, earnings this week, big week. Last but not least, the poop emoji is MSTY. So they have 1 synthetic. They have a 1550. Now, that is doing very well, 13% above, their synthetic strike, 19 days away. So if they decided to roll their synthetic, they could make a lot of money. And we'll show you that in the holdings tab. So no worries on their synthetic. However, we got some worries here, though, because we talked about this on Saturday. They got all eggs in one basket, 1 strike price, 1,775 strike, 2,535 contracts, 1.27% out of the money. And what we don't know is what time of the day or how much MSTY had calls out of the money at the time they did the transaction. We don't know that, okay? But we do know it doesn't really matter. We have to look at this with the data we're given. And right now we're seeing 1.27% out of the money. So the gain on Friday, it was 9%, okay? So yeah, they could have gone like 8 or 10% out of the money, I guess. If they did it all before the gains, who the hell knows? But either way, this is the position we're in. We're 1.27% out of the money. Yikes. And look at the annualized yield on that. 288%. So obviously they're shooting for the freaking moon here because they're pissed off. They lost so much money last week. They lost a ridiculous amount of money. I don't want to repeat it, but here it is. 24.5 million to close out the position from Friday. Very, very crappy day on Friday for MSTR and MSTY, I should say. So if you're an MSTR holder, Of course you're happy. Again, at least we have the synthetic. The synthetic is making us money. However, we were and will be capped again. Now, the recap is their 30-day IV is fantastic, 94%. Don't need to, talk about the outstanding shares because, again, no change there from Friday, obviously. The income, though, 11 million loss, all right? So they're not making money from the weekly calls. They would have been had they done better on Friday. So the Misty fund manager has to wear the poop emoji hat to work today, so he's kind of crying. He's a little sad. He's like, oh, man. He's like, I've been the best forever. Just because I'm losing on weekly calls, you're going to make me wear this hat? So I don't know if he's going to go to work today. We'll see. All right, so what are we doing? Like, what is the damage, actually? Is it really that bad? Well, with synthetic income, 6.9 million. Short call loss, 11 mil. So they got a loss of 4.4 mil. So, again, just like CONY, I got nothing for you. I got no estimate. I got no, nothing. Because they're not producing income. It's just a rough month. Because the timing of crypto is, it did not fare well due to the timing of the weekly calls, the synthetics, etc. All right, so let's go to the holdings, and we talked about this earlier. So they're synthetic, we know, all right, they're in a good position. So, let's just assume we have to pay 24 mil to close out the weekly, right? And then let's assume we'll have to pay 17 mil to close out the put. We'll still make 69 mil on the call. So if you look, how much is that? Well, that's 27.7 million in profit that we're at. So as the price of MSTR goes up, yes, we get destroyed on our weeklies, but if you look at that orange number will go up in value. So it'll become more and more profitable. And that pink number, you see that pink number for the put, that will go down, helping our, the value of the fund in general. So again, as MSTR goes up, our synthetic will do very well. However, of course, we don't want our weekly calls to be capped right away. But if it does go up, yes, we're going to be capped after like 1% or whatever it is. So, that's why we sometimes, at least I do, I like it a little further out of the money. I don't give a damn, if they're sacrificing a little yield, but sometimes like 1% out of the money on this fund, forget it. All right, so anyway, the net asset value of this fund is 441.3 mil. The NAV is 30.28. As much as we complain, Misty is still above $30. So from the outside looking in, it's like, really? You're going to complain, bro? I'm giving you $30. So, right, I mean, it's higher than Nvidia, and the trade price is 30.50. So, again, we'll see. We'll see what this week brings. All right, that's enough of that. That's the update for the funds. Now we can look at pre-market because it's Monday. All right. Biden proposes 18-year term limits. Oh, my God. I can't even. 18-year term, as if that was even enough. But now, he proposed 18-year. Okay. All right, never mind. That's actually a good thing. But it should be like 10, right? 10? I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, enough about that. Tesla, where are we at? Pre-market, what time is it? It's 5:57 a.m. Tesla is up 0.74%. Okay, 0.74%. TSLY is up 0.93%. Nvidia is up 0.77%. NVDY is up 1.13%. Coin is up 3.94%. CONY is up 3.69%. By the way, keep an eye on Coin because, again, what I'm noticing is it seems like it's pretty obvious. If Coin stays green leading up to earnings, it's almost like regardless of what happens on earnings, it's going to tank, right? It's just going to tank because there's been such a buy-in, leading up to the earnings. But again, who knows? We'll see how the week plays out, though. See, this is unfortunate. MSTR is up 4.04%. So obviously our 1% calls are blown through. But they expire Friday, so a lot can happen by then. MSTY is up 2 0.39% at 31 bucks. So yes, wait, so we got let's compare it. 4.04, 2.39. That's actually not terrible, but it'll get worse as time goes on. TSLL is going up, unfortunately. This one I'm wheeling. I want to sell calls, want to sell puts. Well, I can only sell one call because I have 100 shares, but either way, they're up 1.31%. TNA, of course it's up. This is my other one. It's up 1.92%, and AMDY is up 1.57%. AMZY is up 0.54%, and Bitcoin is up 2.02%. So that is the Monday recap. That's all she wrote. I am still sweating in the garage because it's hot as hell and it's summertime, but who cares? It's better than the winter, right? So anyway, as always, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you were entertained. And I'm tired as hell, to be honest. Yeah. So what the heck are we talking about? We got, if you enjoy this content, please remember to hit the thumbs up button or punch the thumbs up button or hit the like button or do whatever. If you have any questions or concerns, leave them in the comments below. But again, it's just a recap pretty much of what the video I did on Saturday morning was. So if you want a more detailed video as to what happened Friday with the trades, you can watch that video. If not, this video should suffice. All right, so yeah, that's all I got for today. I guess I got to think of a key word. But I guess today's key word is freaking Misty, you know. When in doubt, when you can't think of a keyword, you just yell at the worst, or the, I'm not gonna say the worst fun for the week, but it's just the worst news, right? The freaking Misty with the capped calls already. So again, we'll see how it goes. But today's keyword, if you want to prove that you made it to the end of the video, is freaking Misty. Freaking Misty and their tight calls, right? Anyway, guys, that's all I got for today. I just want to thank you for watching, and I will talk to you tomorrow morning. All right? Have a great day. Later.